there are a lot of elite level quarterbacks by name, but to me, not so much in terms of accomplishments. And of course, when you have somebody like Lamar Jackson who did win an MVP, he hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl. There are there are a few quarterbacks out there that I think really has to shine for the upcoming season, and beyond getting to a Super Bowl, winning the Vince Lombardi. And off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Josh Allen. I'm thinking of Lamar. I'm also thinking of Joe Burrow. Neel, why don't we start it with you? And if you had to pick a quarterback who has the most pressure to succeed, who's top of your list?
My top of the list is the same as yours, Randy. You said Josh Allen first, and Josh Allen is the first name that should be coming out of people's mouths when they ask the question of who is under the most pressure this year. And it's because he's just been on the cusp of it so many times. He's proven himself to be an elite quarterback. He's proven himself to be one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. He's got amazing skills on the ground and in the air. He's learning the game better year by year. He's always up there when you talk about MVP rankings, and I think he's got a good shot of getting his first one this coming season. But a lot of that is going to depend on how he can improve in the turnover game. His Achilles heel is turnovers. He against all of those games against the Chiefs in the playoffs, they've taken us out 3 times. He had costly turnovers in every single one. And those are the difference between those tiny close games where it's really a coin flip, all those Chiefs-Bills matchups, and the Chiefs have prevailed because they had that little bit extra with Mahomes relative to Allen, particularly when it came to clutch plays and turnover aversion. And so if Josh Allen can cut down on his turnovers, continue learning the game as he has been while staying rock solid as like an aggressor and a tough kid that loves the game of football, I think he's going to do it eventually. But it's been disheartening that he's had a few really good chances. He should have had a trophy by now, in my opinion. So he would be the one that's under the most pressure, in my opinion. And I have another name. I have another name that I won't say because one of these two guys may say it.
Okay, so why don't you wait till the end?
It's not the other 2 quarterbacks you said. It's not Lamar and it's not Burrow. If they don't say it, I'll let you know who there was at the end.
So, truthfully, I have a 4th quarterback in mind also. But, Maddie, how about yourself?
All right. My top quarterback that I think is under the most pressure, and I think Thomas can attest to this, it's Dak Prescott. He has an extension. He's looking to get an extension. He's only won, I think, 2 playoff games since he entered the league. CeeDee Lamb is fighting to get a new contract. The Cowboys win 12 games every single year. They're right there, but they can't get over the playoff hump. And I feel like the main thing for the Dallas Cowboys is you got to be consistent the entire time. But if Dak wants that contract, he needs to bring a Lombardi Trophy back to Dallas for the first time in 30 years. And I think that for Dak to do that, he needs to step up against teams that are lower than the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys' biggest problem is they lose to teams that they should beat, whether it's in a playoff game, regular season game, and then you turn on the TV at 10 in the morning, and then you see Stephen A. Smith doing his old little shtick with the Cowboys. And I'm saying this because it's the cycle. It's a current cycle. And listen, I'm a Giants fan. Dak's in the division with the Giants, but Dak's a great quarterback, and he really has potential to be something good. It's just that he needs to get over the hump of the playoffs, the hump of losing to lower teams, the hump of everything. And then he'll earn his contract. He needs to earn the respect of the fans, the respect of the owner, the respect of Mike McCarthy. Like, there's a lot of pressure with him, and I think it's go time.
It's funny, as I was coming up with who had the most pressure on him, Dak didn't really cross my mind. Thomas, you're a Cowboys fan. Was that tops on your list, or did Matty convince you?
He wasn't on the top of my list, but he definitely is in that conversation. He had everything. He had every nail in the coffin for that one, because it's like we have the team year in and year out, but it's just like the same mistakes over and over again. You go into the penalty box, getting countless penalties when it matters most in big-time games, big-time moments. And you're letting that teams outshine you when it matters most. You got the roster to really beat anybody in the National Football League. And Dak is, in my opinion, a top 10 quarterback. But it's just like you're so perfect in the regular season, but you're 2-5 in the postseason. He can't be that same. I honestly think he's a Tony Romo 2.0 when it really comes down to playing in the playoffs. Tony Romo was spectacular in the regular season all those years, but then in the playoffs retired with only 2 playoff wins. So it's like a look in the mirror right now what Dak Prescott is doing. And I think to agree with what he said also, I don't think he should get a new contract. If we can't get to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl this year, let him walk. He's been there. This is year 9 and still have yet to be in a conference championship since I've been born, let alone a Super Bowl. So the time is now for sure.
And so if Dak wasn't your guy, who was on the top of your list?
I have Deshaun Watson. A lot of people aren't talking about him, but I think it's time to recognize the fact that he still is a $230 million quarterback, and he has yet to live up to that $230 million. Since being with Cleveland, he's not the same quarterback that he once was with the Houston Texans. He's been hurt and suspended a lot since he's been with the Browns. And then when he's on the field, he's not playing worth to be $230 million. His passing touchdown to interception ratio is pretty wicked. I mean, 14 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, passing rating of 81.7. I don't think that's good enough. And then you just saw Joe Flacco, who was sitting on the couch for majority of last year, came in, re-sparked this team, and got them to the playoffs, something that Deshaun Watson hasn't done yet with this team. So I think it's put up or shut up time for him this year as well, for sure.
For sure. Randy, who was your 4th guy?
So obviously Dak and Deshaun Watson are great picks. They're probably better than who I also had in mind was Justin Herbert.
Oh.
I mean, again, like I said, I'm not the biggest football guy, but I just kept hearing so much hype about Justin Herbert. And have they even won a game yet? Playoff game yet?
No.
The Chargers?
No, they came close.
They haven't.
I think San Diego, Jacksonville came back in a legendary comeback against them.
Yeah.
They were down by 27 points, and in the second half, Jacksonville came back. I think it was Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was Jacksonville. Yeah.
Yeah, my 4th was actually I was going to say Aaron Rodgers. And the reason I say Aaron Rodgers, because the reason I say Aaron Rodgers because this guy's a legend. This guy's considered a top 5 quarterback of all time by many, but he's got one ring that happened 14 years ago.
All right.
He's kept on getting bounced out by the Niners in the playoffs. He always had these tough exits. Only went to I think did he go to another Super Bowl and lose?
No.
So he's only been to that Super Bowl. And so now he goes to the Jets, big money deal, injured on the first play last year. I mean, he just won an MVP 3 years ago. This guy still has ability, strong ability. He may not run as much, but now he's in a big market, New York, a team that they were a quarterback play away from being really damn good last year. And everyone's looking at him like he could be the difference maker. And so that is a lot of pressure in a big market like New York for a guy who hasn't won the big one for many, many years.
So, yeah, I'm taking a look right now. Okay, so when did Aaron Rodgers start his career?
2005.
Yeah, but he spent 4 years on the bench behind Favre.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so
it's like Jordan Love.
2010, they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was the one and only time that Aaron Rodgers made the Super Bowl. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Okay. I mean, I guess obviously with Aaron Rodgers being is he 40 yet?
He's 40.
He's 40.
He is 40.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Father Time has definitely caught up to him. But how many MVPs has he won in his career?
It's 4.
4, yeah.
So I mean, he's definitely got the his ticket stamped to Canton.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I mean, I guess there is some validity to that, Neel. Yeah, well done.